And it is time for our regular scheduled board meeting for Weber City Schools. I want to welcome everyone out tonight, for coming out to being with us. And we're gonna start with our mission statement. Okay, and our mission statement is right behind us on the monitor. Welcome, everyone. Okay, we can read in unison. The mission of the Wells School District is to create and maintain a highly effective educational system in which every student receives the highest quality education. School employees and parents work together to prepare students to become caring, competent, and responsible citizens who value education as a lifelong process. Thank you. Now we will review the agenda, and I'm gonna ask, for a motion to approve the agenda this evening.
Make motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second to approve tonight's agenda. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next item is open session approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve open session minutes?
Make a motion to approve open session.
Second.
There's been motion and, seconded to approve the open session minutes. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next item is recognitions and upcoming school events. New hires, Mrs. Angela Lee Easter.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the Legion of the Student Board of Education meeting tonight. It is an honor and a privilege to have the opportunity to stand before you tonight and share the great things that are going on here at Weldon City Schools. I will begin with recognition and acknowledgement with Weldon Elementary School. Aaliyah Hicks, first grade.
What's Aaliyah? All right, come on, Aaliyah. Hold up.
Mom. Weldon Elementary is proud to have Alea as our student of the month. Alea is a focused and dedicated student who does not know a stranger. She is also a great helper. Congratulations, Alea.
Congratulations.
Ready?
All right.
Our next recognition will be Weldon Middle School Student of the Month, Azaria Green, seventh grade. Weldon Middle School is proud to recognize Miss Green as our Student of the Month. Azaria has started school with focus, determination, and a commitment to excellence that truly sets her apart. From day one, she hit the ground running by starting engaging her academics and showing a strong dedication to learning. Congratulations. Good job. Family, family.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, who's here with us, Aria? Come on up. Come on, folks.
There, come on, Jay. There you go.
All right.
next recognition will be Weldon High School Student of the Month, Xavier Bradley. Xavier here tonight, 11th grade. Weldon High School is proud to present Xavier, our Student of the Month. He is respectful of his peers, his teachers. Congratulations to Xavier. Congratulations. All right. We have Roanoke Valley Early College Student of the Month, Ariana Rook, 12th grade. Is Ariana here? Ariana Rook is a natural student leader who is able to fulfill fully cultivate those leadership, was able to fully cultivate those leadership skills over the summer as she attended governor's school. She is also instrumental in starting our first UNICEF chapter of Roanoke Valley Early College. Awesome, you're ready. And now we would like to recognize our employee of the month. Where is she? Our employee of the month is none other than Leah Staten, who is a counselor at Weldon Elementary School. Miss Staten is a counselor at Weldon Elementary School, has the ability to brighten up a room. She loves what she does and gives 100%. She works with students as well as with the staff to ensure that Weldon Elementary School is meeting the needs and providing opportunities for success. Like that smile, Mr. Our next recognition is our parent of the district of Weldon City School, which is Mrs. LaShonda Ponton Davis.
All right.
Ms. Ponton Davis is homegrown and works hard to give back to her community. She believes in helping others and building morale. Her laughter is contagious, and her energy creates a fun and exciting environment. We are proud to announce her as our parent of the month.
All right. Congratulations.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Right.
As we wrap up our recognitions and acknowledgements, we would like to remind our community to please check out our upcoming events for September and October. These events will be shared on social media and as well as our website. Thank you for your attention.
All right.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lee Easter. Now, we have public forum. Dr. Book,
I think we forgot somebody.
Ms. Lee?
Miss Lee Easter.
She needs to come back in here for a minute.
My girl. Yeah. All right. Give us.
Yes.
Did you forget a young lady?
Ms. Phillips.
Ms. Phillips.
Nice.
Phillips, and you are from which school?
Okay, well, we'll,
Picture.
yeah, come on to Mike. Come on.
Oh, right, put that smile.
Look at that, pretty smile.
Hey,
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
You got your? You got it. I got it involved time for everybody. Thank you. Congratulations, Ms. Phillips.
All right.
Ready? There you go, baby. Thank you.
Okay.
I do apologize, for that mishap. The next item on the agenda is public forum. And Dr. Boone, do we have anyone for public forum today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, next item will be reports, and we will start off with the superintendent's report, Dr. Boone.
So good evening, everyone. So I'd like to say that we are now at September 23rd and the school year is in full swing with lots of good things going on. As a matter of fact, we have Title I night going on tonight at a couple of schools. We are having middle and high school volleyball games, football games are starting up, and there's just a lot of good things going on. Academics are in full gear, so we have rallied around each other and decided to make this a really good school year. On last night, I had the opportunity to participate in a meet and greet session at Twilight Baptist Church, which turned out very nicely. And I say thank you tonight to board members who came out last night, central office staff members, parents, school staff, and community members who were able to attend on last night. I also had the opportunity to attend the commissioners meeting on September 15th to provide updates on the new school. And thanks to Mr. Bernard Hall for always helping me out in the area. And also thank you to Mr. Bennett and Mr. Davis for also being in attendance on that night. Several board members and myself attended the NCSBA lead training in Elizabeth City, which was a good opportunity to collaborate with other districts and to be together and spend some time together talking as well. I am extremely happy to announce that we have 14 new AIG students identified within Weldon City Schools this year. And that brings us to a total of 43 AIG students in our district. That's something to be happy about. I am also very happy to say that we have created what I call the Superintendent Student Advisory Council, which consists of 17 students. I promise you, we started out with 17, thinking that maybe 5 would drop off, but it did not happen that way. They all wanted to be a part. So we have 17 students who are a part of that council. And it does my heart well to say that we had our first meeting and the students felt comfortable enough to pour out quite a bit of things within that meeting where they expressed how they felt. They stated what they felt like their needs were, what their wants were, how we could move forward, and how the students could be a part of it. And I listened and gleaned from everything of what they said. Have my notes and plan to share it with principals so that we are all on the same page. But again, I'm extremely happy about the formation of that council. And I look forward to working with those young ladies and gentlemen because they are a special group of students. In addition to that, there's a couple of other things that I just want to do by way of informational purposes so that it will not take up time later in the process. And I'll just pass these around. And these are things I asked Ms. Jenkins to put these in a folder for you. That way you could review it, keep it together and review it in your leisure before we come back together again. But in this packet, you do have some information about supplements. As we all know, because you all approved it, we do have a teaching supplement that was approved back in May, I do believe. But when we approved teaching supplements, we did not do anything with classified staff at this particular time. So this is simply giving you option A, B, and C to look at in your time for your consideration so that we can have further conversation about making sure that we are fair across the board with all of our staff. So when I say certified supplement proposal on the first page here, that includes all of our certified staff, including principals, assistant principals, coordinators, and directors. And there are 3 options to look at. You'll see FICA and retirement is already included here. Then if you look at classified supplement proposal, you will see 2 options. Our classified our classified individuals include our teacher assistants, bus drivers, custodians, office assistants. Our office assistants would include those in HR, those in different departments, and child nutrition staff. And then, of course, the last one here would encompass those persons who are permanent part-time. And you see, there's just one option listed there. And finally, as you are reviewing, you will see what the total cost will be for certified and classified together, based on which option choose. So again, that is for your consideration, something for you to look at, ponder over, and think about, and then we will resume that conversation in October when we come back together again. The second thing for your knowledge is we have here the community college, Halifax Community College. They've sent us an adult high school agreement of affiliation as far as Weldon City Schools being on board and a part of this adult high school program that they are now going to offer. So again, that is something that you can read the particulars of it. It is a really good opportunity for this area, something that all areas need, but something that will be very, very beneficial and helpful in the community. And finally, the last piece is Mr. Hall will give us a brief synopsis of what's going on with the construction. And if you look in your package, you will also see the September 2025 updates. That is all I have.
At this time, we'll hear from Mr. Hall.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Gould.
Good evening.
I am here to just give you a regular update. I could sum it up by saying probably the good news I would say is there's not a whole lot to talk about. Because on a project like this, sometimes things come up and we have to stop and figure out a solution to something. Aside from the issues we had with the budget, when the project initially did, when we had to stop, we lost some time to make sure the budget was correct. Since then, everything has been rolling. Okay. So that's, it's kind of like someone sitting in a control room. As long as they're sitting there just monitoring, then that means things are working as they're supposed to.
Right.
So I can report to you that is exactly what's happening on this project. Right. You'll see in that brief report, there's roughly 27 subcontractors on the site every day right now. Pretty much most of the footprint of the entire new campus is in place. That is the building, the athletic fields. I think they're still working on some of the parking lots. If you drive by, you'll see that. But everything is coming along. Nothing has changed with the substantial completion date yet. We are still constantly talking about that to try to accelerate substantial completion to get into the school a little bit earlier next summer. So we're still at the forefront of everyone's mind. And outside of that, those things, there's a few photos in there. I'm not sure what else, as I said, things are running, so there's not a whole lot to talk about.
When do we think we'll know if, if they're gonna be able to accelerate that, construction? Smooth up a little bit.
I would say, just my opinion, realistically, probably, hopefully sometime first quarter, probably late first quarter next year, just my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's in Clancy and Thay's hands. They're in the process of getting everything, the buildings dried in now, so they're not as impacted by the weather. They think they can speed it up, but they're not willing to commit to that, and I think that's very reasonable. That's a very
Right.
reasonable approach.
Right.
Is that gonna be more of a, do you think it's just a man-hour issue, or, getting more crafts in to do work, or, just, that's.
I think it's a lot of layers to that. And yeah, some of it is probably getting folks to work longer days, possibly 6 or 7 days a week, but there's a few layers to it. And some of it may have to do with material lead time. There's a lot of things that go into that campus that
Absolutely.
have to be ordered. Some of it almost as much as a year in advance.
Right.
So depending on when some things arrive at the site, that doesn't impact the schedule. Oh,
That's good news.
It is.
It is, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Are there any questions? Any other questions? If not, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Have a good evening.
All right.
You too, thanks.
Next will be, excuse me, Attorney Weber.
Yes, thank you, board members. I have a, really brief item for you regarding the Jackson School. The board has received information about the Andrew Jackson School restoration project at, several board meetings over the summer, particularly regarding plans to, preserve and restore a portion of the school building. The next step in that process is for the board to formally select and direct staff to move forward with a specific, construction method for the project. In the past, you've received information about design build, but before proceeding with that, under the applicable statutes, you need to consider all your available options and also adopt written criteria for that particular construction process. So I'm just going to talk through the options that are available to you and then take feedback as to which one you want to proceed with. I'll also share staff's recommendation. In your board packets, you should have a copy of what was going to be a PowerPoint presentation, but I printed it out for you. Should be several documents put together. The first is this, that these construction methods with a couple of slides on each page. And then behind that, there's a proposed resolution, and the board decides to move forward with design build and a draft of an RFQ. But what I'll start with is just going through the presentation slides. So the board has several options available. Those include separate or multi-prime contracting, single prime contracting, and construction manager at risk. In addition to design build, with separate prime, it's also known as design bid build. There are certain advantages and other factors to consider. Those are all laid out for you on page 3 of the written materials. The other option that's available to the board is single prime contracting. That's often called design bid build. And you can see information about that particular construction method on pages 4 and 5, slides 4 and 5, sorry, not pages 4 and 5 of the written materials. The third, you're familiar with this, construction manager at risk. That's the process you're using for the new 612 school. And of course, there are certain advantages and considerations for that. That's usually used for substantially larger projects than the Andrew Jackson School restoration project. And you can find information about that on slides 6 through 8 of your written materials. I'll spend most of my time tonight talking about the design build method, just to go through in more detail some of the advantages there and what are the considerations, and then move into the staff recommendations. So a design build contract, that's where a licensed individual or a corporation operates under a single contract. They provide design services and general contracting services. The services have to be within the scope of practice for a licensed engineer or a licensed architect. And essentially you have one contract with one provider who then subcontracts for all of the other steps in the process. There are certain advantages to this particular construction method. One is, having one single entity, right, one throat to choke instead of having separate contracts with all separate vendors. In addition, the construction often starts before the design completion, which reduces the project timelines. So if the project has a particularly tight timeline, design build can be a significant advantage to a school district. The costs are also generally fixed and known. While it can be a little more expensive, the costs are set at the outset. So the design builder, right, is required to work within that established budget that you set at the beginning. It also, that method transfers design and construction risk from the owner to the design build entity. And you've got one entity under contract for every step in the process, and gives you a little more cost control. And the other advantage is that it requires less owner expertise and resources. Again, because you've got that one design builder who's, you select the right firm, is an expert in all of the various areas and can subcontract with appropriate subcontractors. Some of the considerations to keep in mind are that there might be less owner control of both the design and the construction quality. It requires a really carefully prepared performance specs, so it's very clear what you want from the outset. Design changes after construction begins can be costly. You know, there can sometimes be conflicts when you have the same, firm serving in both the designer and the contractor role. And there's no particular party responsible to represent the owner's interest, but you can always contract with consultants, you know, if there's a need for a consultant. And in addition, there can sometimes be fewer bidders with the design build process. And there are also some strict requirements for design build. If a school district is going to use that method, there has to be an RFQ, it's a qualifications-based bid process. And there's a minimum number of bids required, so you need to have at least 3 bids in order to move forward with any one of those 3. If you don't have 3, the school system needs to re-advertise the RFQ. And only then, if you again don't have 3, you can proceed with, let's say, 1 or 2 bidders for interviews and selection. For this particular, for design build 2, there are certain, again, criteria that are required by statute that a board has to consider before moving forward. The first is the extent to which the governmental entity, and this is on slide 11 in your written materials, the extent to which the governmental entity can adequately and thoroughly define the project requirements prior to the issuance of the request for qualification, time constraints for the delivery of the project, the ability to ensure that a quality project can be delivered, the capability of the public entity to manage and oversee the project, including experienced staff or outside consultants who are experienced with design build method of project delivery. There has to be a good faith effort to comply with minority business enterprise participation goals, as well as small business participation goals. And there has to be a comparison of costs and benefits of using design build for a project versus the other particular construction delivery methods. So for this particular project for Andrew Jackson, and I'm happy to let Dr. Boone weigh in if she wants to weigh in, but staff's recommending design build primarily because of the contracted timelines that the board is facing with the Andrew Jackson School. So what I'll do now is just go through each of those criteria again and give an explanation for why staff believes that this is the appropriate method for the board to take. So with regards to that first criteria, the extent to which the governmental entity can adequately and thoroughly define the project requirements prior to issuance of the RFQ, staff has prepared a draft RFQ for design build services. It's included in your materials, along with the presentation materials. The RFQ describes the scope of the project, includes the age of the building, and lays out desired short-term and long-term goals. You know, what staff is proposing is a phased approach where there will be a phase 1 that's focused on preserving a portion of the building, you know, ensuring appropriate security, beautification of the building, cleaning it up, and also turning the grounds into a memorial park to Andrew Jackson as well as the school. And that's all laid out in the proposed RFQ. There's also an estimated budget and other information. You know, one aspect of this particular project is funding. So the RFQ includes, you know, if it's the method that the board decides to choose, includes a requirement that the bidders share their experience and their ability to help assist with fundraising efforts, right? If there's grants or other opportunities out there to help supplement district funds, that's something staff has included in the proposed RFQ. For the second criteria, the time constraints for delivery of the project, I mean, this project need is immediate. As you know, the town of Halifax has informed the board that it has to take some sort of action to secure the site. So that is one of the primary criteria under consideration here. In terms of the ability to ensure that a quality project can be delivered, the RFQ responses will be evaluated and a design builder selected based on expertise, experience, and other factors that are clearly laid out on the last page of the proposed RFQ. And with this project, district staff can oversee and manage the project, and if any consultants are needed, consultants could certainly be engaged. With The fourth criteria, the capability of the entity to manage and oversee the project, including experienced staff. Again, school system staff can effectively manage and oversee this project. And of course, again, could have all outside consultants. For the criteria to engage in a good faith effort to comply with the minority and small business participation goals that are required by statute. Staff will make sure that this RFQ is posted on applicable hub websites to ensure that interested businesses are aware of it. In addition, the RFQ includes a requirement that the design builder comply with the board's policies around participation by minority businesses, as well as any other applicable policies and state laws. And in terms of the last criteria, it's just a reference to their criteria themselves. This presentation addresses all of those issues. So with that, we're seeking feedback from the board. We have the draft RFQ for you. It's a staple multi-page document that I'm happy to very quickly review. You can see in here, there's an overview of the scope of the project. It would be a phased project, short-term, long-term options, preservation for the site. The short-term goals include preserving a portion of the building with some of the historical site signage and creating a memorial park to honor Mr. Jackson and the historical significance of the school. And as part of that, the goal would be for the grounds to include some kind of enhanced landscaping, other visuals to encourage learning and engagement with the site and its history. The goal for the short-term portion of the project, or phase one, is for it to be developed and implemented by April of 2026. The long-term goals include restoring and renovating the preserved section of the building to be used as a resource for the district and the town of Halifax. So it could be used as a museum or a meeting or community event space. You know, that's really a very long-term goal, of course, contingent on funding, but that's being at least proposed in here as a long-term phase two. You know, with that particular phase, there need to be mechanical and plumbing and other updates and renovations to the preserved portion. And of course, funding available for all of that. In terms of the timeline for this proposed RFQ, staff's proposing that it be released tomorrow with responses due October 8th. So that would give 2 weeks for interested bidders to learn about it, ask any questions that they have about it, and submit proposals. The scope is further laid out on the second page of the RFQ. For the proposed project budget and timeline, that's on page 3 of the draft RFQ. The anticipated project for phase one, we're recommending that the board list that at $500,000, and for phase two at $2.5 million. And then, you know, we've included information in here because it just is what it is, that the district has limited funds for the project. You know, we think it's important to make that known, right? That this is a project where we're going to need a firm that can and has experience with grant writing or helping the district identify other funding sources. And that's all identified in section 3 of the RFQ. The anticipated schedule, again, would be to release this RFQ tomorrow, September 24, with questions, a deadline for questions of October 1st. RFQ responses due October 8th, and then there's an anticipated selection date of October 27, but it could certainly be earlier than that, depending on responses and interviews. The evaluation criteria are on Exhibit A. Those are the last 2 pages of this document, where, you know, staff is recommending that that vendors first be required to provide a project vision, like a narrative description of how they, you know, feel that they can meet the project goals within the proposed confines of the project budget, and then standard criteria around expertise, past performance, contract performance, current project and projects. and proximity to and familiarity with the area. The statement of qualifications, there's a requirement in here to provide a list of licensed contractors and subcontractors, and that's not identified with a percentage for the evaluation next to it, because that would just be information for the board to consider, not a portion of the evaluation criteria. So if the board's in favor of design build, and certainly can open this up to questions and discussion, the next step would be for a motion to approve the design build construction delivery method for the Andrew Jackson School restoration project. And also included in your board materials is a short resolution to that effect that goes over the criteria and also outlines how those are met. And I'll take any questions.
I have a question. Dr. Guns, have you heard anything back from the town?
Not one word, not yet. So this is what was performance 21? Performance services.
This would be open to any,
Anyone, but this is
Anyone.
what performance services is supposed to have been doing.
That's what we thought, Joe. Yeah,
Yes.
we were at least led to believe that's what
That's what they said.
right,
So
so.
what are they saying now?
So they, like anyone else, they have an opportunity to bid, you know, in order to move forward with next steps, there has to be an RFQ. They can bid, any other interested firm can also bid,
It has to be three.
at least three.
Three.
If the board does not receive or district does not receive three by the October 8th date, it would need to be rebid. And at that point, if there's one, the district could move forward with one, if that, you know, particular firm is not acceptable, no limit, you know, times you can repost.
And we will be doing the scoring.
Yes, staff would do that, right, and then make a recommendation.
The staff will.
Right, I,
And then,
right, not the
then you
board.
all would bring it to us for approval.
Right.
That's what I say, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt.
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the design, build, delivery, construction method, that has been proposed by our board attorney.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, it's been motion properly second to go along with the design build, build, to go along with that for, put out RFQ on tomorrow. For possible bidding. Are there any questions from anyone? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Put that right there. Let me- Okay. Last thing I have is, Ms. Gupton has, a proposal.
Good afternoon, board chair, members, everyone in attendance. I bring before you a form, ID badge policy and acknowledgement form. We are, I'm sure you know, headed towards, all staff members wearing badges that we would have to use the badge ourselves into each school location and also central office. The badges are made with a sensor. And the cost of the badges are more than what we normally have purchased in the past. So what we're asking is that you approve the replacement cost of $25.
So if I lose mine as a staff member, I have to pay the $25.
Right. So if you lose it, or if the or if the badge is damaged by fault of your own, then the $25 will cover the replacement of a new badge. If it is lost, it applies the same, lost, stolen, or damaged, beyond use.
If I'm gonna say that if some verbiage needs to go in there, because some things just wear over time.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think that that's right for, employees to have to pay for something that if it's just one, because you just, it just everyday use. Now, if if it's because you caused it, then yeah. But I think some verbiage need to go included into that, and just, instead of just saying it was just damaged.
Okay, that goes to, I think you're speaking to, the insert where it says exceptions to the replacement fee may be considered if the badge is determined to have been damaged due to normal wear and tear
Okay.
or it is
Okay.
documented,
Okay,
Okay.
I didn't see that.
beyond the individual's control.
Okay.
All
So we're
right,
not gonna charge just because, it just stops working on its own, but it has to be intentional
Right.
damage.
okay. Also, is it going to be I know you said badge in and badge out, and we've been talking about that,
Mhm.
for some type of, accountability as well. So, are we gonna use this as forms of people, because if I'm walking in the door with you at the same time, you're a badge in, will I also have to badge in as well?
As a board member,
No, I'm just saying, we're
Oh.
walking, if we're employees and we're coming in the building together,
well, that is,
we're gonna have to, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think you do, yeah,
Yeah.
I think you do, you
I-
feel bad, yeah. I think,
Do you, okay, well, we're gonna, she said we'll talk about it. But I think that, I mean, I'm just bringing it up
Yeah.
because if we walking in together, there's not holding me accountable for
Right.
anything, 'cause I'm coming in with you,
right,
you know?
right.
So you still don't know what time I'm coming in the building
Right,
or what time I'm leaving out.
You feel bad, yeah.
So, yeah,
Still bad, yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
okay,
I mean, I say it because many years ago when I worked Philip Morris, I mean, that was what we got to do it. Regardless, you badged in, you badged out. So we know, hey, what building you're in, where you are, and that's,
yeah, but I just need to make it known. Because
yeah.
you don't want to assume something.
Right. Yeah. You know, everybody saying, hey, I came in with they came.
Right, exactly. Everybody needs,
They came.
yeah, everybody needs to, because that way
Yeah.
it'll be it'll be logged in when you
Exactly.
came and when you left.
Exactly.
Are we in, like with other districts around us that are using this system? As far as replacement, are we in line with them as far as pricing?
I'm not sure, I haven't checked for other badges, I just know that what we
Expensive.
currently have, where the company that issued the badges, the cost is more.
Cost is more than 25.
No, the cost itself for the badge,
Okay,
the regular, the
Normal
badges
badges.
versus the
Right.
sensor badges that we have to use.
gotcha.
Pay for that sensor.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just one quick, I don't know if this will make a big difference now, later, but is this fee that you collect, is that a fee that's collected, like, first you gotta pay cash, or is that payroll deducted, or how is that? Do we know that, ever thought about that?
We have not, well, I have not.
Except for your last paycheck, failure to return the badge will result in a $25.
That's it.
Right,
That's
That's the last,
it.
that's if you leave, yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, I'll be curious as to where this money go. Like, it's gonna be in a pot somewhere that we can, because if there's something going on with the system and the district doesn't have the money, can that money be used towards helping to fix, like the system?
so I would think that the money would go back into
To
technology
technology,
part, just
Right.
like with
Yeah,
the
like,
devices.
It was to purchase
Yes.
additional cards.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, the badge.
Where's the cost of fixing?
Yes. That's good.
Okay.
And as far as how to pay, I would think, cash
Mhm.
or, check, we will take. I wouldn't say this is something that needs to be payroll deducted.
Mhm.
I wouldn't think so, but
That's a question.
cash or check, I would
Okay,
think.
all right.
So. Or money order.
Well, money order, okay,
Right.
yeah.
Are we able,
Preferably money order over check.
are we able to take,
tap.
That's happening.
Okay. I have a question. So what would be, if someone, and I'm just giving a scenario, like I said, we come in together and I don't badge in. So there's no record of me being at work that day. What are we going to do as far as payroll is concerned? Because I can say, well, I came in, but we're looking at holding people accountable. We're looking at accountability. But if a person comes in and they're walking in with you and they don't badge in, but they said they were at work, but then you find out they left 2 hours early, but they still getting paid for the entire day. How are we going to manage?
We don't. I mean, they don't badge in. You're
So
not-
are those hours gonna be deducted? I guess that's a
Yeah.
payroll question.
If you ain't badge in, you're not here.
Well,
But you can't,
I see that a little
you
different.
can't, that's why I said you can't say that, because, I mean, if I'm working alongside you every day.
And if your supervisor says that you can leave an hour early today, I don't see that being deducted. I mean, because that happens all the time. It could be somebody who stayed 3 hours later this day, and then they say to Dr. Boone, can I leave an hour early tomorrow? Or
But it's
whatever.
gonna show
I
in
think
the
that's
report.
something that is between the supervisors. I don't think that's anything that we need to get into.
Well,
I
but
think
I
that's
think,
something that
but
the
if they're
supervisor-
badging it out, like you said, that's gonna show. You
Yeah.
know, if they were here 3 hours the day before and they left an hour early today. But I still say that if they don't badge in, they're not here. I mean, cause you gotta be accountable for,
And that's,
yeah, so if you don't badge in, you're not here. You're not here, you don't get paid.
So let's keep in mind that we're still looking at getting link, for the clocking in and clocking out
Okay,
system.
okay,
So
okay.
I see this badging system a little bit differently
Okay.
than that. I'm not seeing
So this
this
is not-
kind
yeah.
of payroll.
Okay, I got you.
Right, but
We're not there yet.
right.
Yeah, we're
So
not.
that we know
we're-
who's
we're
in
not
and
there
out of
yet.
the building. Yes, sir.
We're not there yet. I got you, okay.
But
I'm
that
good with
is something that we are moving toward.
Okay,
Ms. Kathy
okay.
has been in touch with Link. As a matter of fact, we still checked on Sunpat. But this is a little bit different. That will definitely, if you're in, you have to clock in and out then
Right,
yourself.
okay,
No
okay.
doubt about it.
Absolutely, okay.
I
I'm with
like
you.
this.
So we're not quite there yet.
I like this one. That's, yeah.
But like, I like the, for security purposes.
Right.
Yeah, for security purpose, but I
don't
go home, so let
See
you know.
that being tied
What
to
time
payroll.
what time
Okay.
next time.
You
It's
know,
what added to the door.
Right.
They have
Okay,
security
just
card
give
for each, yeah, for each.
Okay, we good.
For each location,
All
so
right, we good. I'm good.
it's solely separate.
But they can work together.
And that I don't know because.
eventually.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think the $25 is a good idea that Ms. Gupton came up with, because again, if they're lost or stolen or damaged or we don't have it, then I mean, that little chip is not cheap.
Right.
So we have to have something to help
So what is-
replace that cost.
I'm sorry, so what is the actual cost to replace a badge? I mean, like the chip, do we know? We have an idea yet, you know? Okay. So, I mean, $25 could be way short. I mean,
Could be.
There's not, we don't have an idea yet.
Could be $200,
That's what I'm
but
saying, it could be
the
$200.
plan is to hold people accountable.
Yeah.
If you have a badge, hold on to your badge and know where it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree.
So, just so you know, Miss Kathy is in talking to Link right now. She's trying to work with them on when that system, she's gonna get a quote, but working with them to see when we could possibly have it on our system. Could be the spring, which we were trying to see something to fill the gap in between that time. That's why we were looking at Sunpack, maybe just the timekeeper part, but it's kind of, in a sense, spending money twice, which we don't want to do,
Right.
to spend it on timekeeper and then turn around and get Link in the fall. So, we're just trying to we are definitely going to have something. I just can't give you a timeline as to when we will have it, but the safety piece we have now by way of the badges.
Okay.
And all of the badges have been printed.
Mhm.
We're just waiting and hoping that we can get approval from the board on the replacement fee of $25.
And the first one is free. The first one, if you lose it tomorrow, you gotta pay $20.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, and I agree to the extent, except for, I still think we need to know what the replacement cost is, because if $25 is not nearly enough to replace that, but I don't know what, I have no idea, but I think we still need to know. I mean, I don't wanna say not approve it, but at the same time, we still need to know, what that cost of replacement is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. I agree with you, but let's look at it this way. With the devices and our children, we know that their replacement cost is more than what we've asked parents to pay for that
Right,
$20.
right, absolutely.
But we still just ask them to pay $20 because if we look at history,
Mhm.
it kind of shows that the majority of the students will take care of their device.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it will be a small pot. So I think the same thing would happen here with the replacement cost. We'd have a small amount of
Mhm.
staff members who might just lose it
Yeah.
or whatever happened to it, but the ones that keep it will far outweigh the ones who lose it.
Okay.
So in that case, the $25 would kind of, work itself out. It would
Okay.
all work itself out.
I'm good.
Okay.
So we need an approval, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the, ID badge policy. With the replacement cost being $25.
Okay, it's been approved, it's been
Motion.
motion. And seconded, to approve the ID badge policy and acknowledgement form. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it and motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item will be Dr. Jenny Robinson for RVEC rebrand proposal.
Right.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good evening, Dr. Robinson. That was a real folk, man. I'm just kidding. Oh,
Okay, there you go.
yeah.
I'm sorry, don't let me know the proposal. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I won't be before you long.
All right.
I was sitting there, I was getting a little nervous, but this is something that I live, this is a land where I live at with RVEC, so I'm gonna just, roll my steps right now. So good evening, board chair, vice board chair, superintendent, Dr. Boone, distinguished board members and members of the community. I am Dr. Robertson, principal of Warner Valley Early College, and I come before you this evening to present a proposal that will allow RVEC to continue to be the original model early college in the valley. Right. As you know, RVEC is now in its 16th year of existence as a symbol of cutting edge and innovative educational ideas. And I present to you a rebranding proposal that will ensure RVEC will continue as the model and the standard of education paradigm shifts and an institutional agent of change. Sorry, I got a little. All right, so the vision for this is to continue to provide a rigorous and engaging learning environment with a purposeful and intentional design to address not only the educational needs of our students, but also academic and career interests of our students. And the purpose is to increase student enrollment by providing a learning environment that is different from the other early colleges in the area and that targets specific career and educational goals for our students. The purpose is to provide students with guidance in the areas of their specific career and educational goals by targeting student interests and supporting them in those identified areas. So why would we rebrand and redesign? But first of all, we want to increase community and business partnerships and utilize effectively the opportunities that are in the community, opportunity pipelines, and to increase student enrollment by specializing in school, because we are up against 4 other early colleges in it. Well, we're up against 3 other early colleges in the area. We 1 and 4. We want to continue with the history and the culture of being the original early college
in the valley by individualizing our campus through strategic marketing of our reimage educational design. We want to ensure that our learning environment is more student-centered and career-focused to support the academic and career goals of our students and to offer unique educational design that ensures student growth and academic excellence. Basically, we want to stand out again in the valley. The I want to do it myself. So the program overview, we will still continue to serve the grades 9 through 11 and 13th grades. We will still have high school curriculum course offerings. For the 9th and 10th grade, they're mainly high school and they go into the HCC, their 11th and 12th grade, 13th grade years. We will continue to serve student transfers in that area. We have student transfers come to us from in the 10th grade and the 11th grade this year, and continue to serve them with the high school course offerings as well as the HCC course offering. We are identifying more student interest. When I interview students or when we speak with students, I identify the student interest, and that started springboarding. Why don't we do something different? Because I have kids that are coming to us that with interest, they're saying, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. They're saying this coming into the 9th grade, they're saying this. They're saying this in the 10th grade, they're saying the things they want to do. So why don't we target those things in our school and make sure that when we educate them, we are aligning them with those classes and those pathways on the HCC campus. So student interest will be identified and aligned with the HCC curriculum. We start out in the 9th grade with intentionally interviewing them and asking them, what do you want to do? So, and then we're talking about, there you go. So we're talking about signature career pathways in our school, identifying these career pathways in our school. So health sciences, we have courses on our campus and on HC campus that prepare students for health careers. I already have certified CNAs on our campus right now. We have students that are interested in being LPNs and med tech students. I have a student that's applying to Wake Tech because she wants to go into med tech. Business law and ethics. It's a new rollout we had last year into this year, and we have kids lining up to take that course. We also had an opportunity to have business law ethics combined with civics to do a mock trial. So that when that happened, we saw students that were interested in law. Of course, we have entrepreneurship. We are blessed to have a CTE component in our campus, and that's already unlike other early college campuses that we have a CTE component on our campus, which offers marketing, accounting, they talk about business ownership and managerial opportunities, and civic leadership. That's when the social studies, I have a strong social studies teacher that is into civic leadership. So they study law, student leadership, community service projects, even journalism, social work, and sociology and public relations. So the ongoing key features of our school. Okay, we still have dual enrollment with Halifax Community College, and students still have to take up to 60 credits to get an associate degree. But also, they are targeted industry recognized credentials as well. So we have that opportunity on our campus and on HCC campus. Community-based internships and capstone projects are becoming a big thing in our building. So the kids are ready and prepared for after high school, after HCC, when they get their associate degree. College and career advisor and social and emotional supports, which is already in our design of our school. Community outreach and partnerships, which we are creating and building right now. Community service projects for not only just grade 12, but grades 9 through 12. We have 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders who are interested in who are participating in community service projects and internships that are aligned with career interests. And that happens at the end of the 11th grade year, going into the 12th grade year because of the graduation requirement. So how does this happen? We have collaborative roles. Of course, where the city schools and RVED, we're going to lead the planning and instructional support for this implementation. We're going to recruit and enroll students and manage the day-to-day operations. We're already doing surveys with the students, so we're going to roll out parent surveys. I already conduct parent town hall meetings. That's a part of our culture. And we create and implement a parent advisory board. I'm kind of springboarding off Dr. Boone's idea. So I can get feedback, we can get feedback to know if we're providing the correct or the necessary support for our students. The other part of the collaborative piece is Halifax Community College, of course. They offer college courses and certification programs, provide transition support for our post-secondary success, and these things are already happening on that campus. The biggest piece is gonna be our community outreach, which is gonna be necessary to build those relationships that would allow our students more opportunities in the community. I always tell my students, if we send you out so you can come back and meet the community better than when you left it. So host internships and mentorships, collaborate on curriculum and relevant student opportunities for support and outreach, programs for student volunteers and student partnerships, and those things are already happening. Provide direct support and leadership through speakers at student events and shadowing programs. So, what are the expected outcomes? I talked a whole lot. So what are the expected outcomes? Of course, increase student enrollment. We are one of 4 early colleges in the valley. We are the original early college in the valley. What do we do to increase student enrollment? We continue with being a model of an early college by specializing our school, making our school different. We're early colleges, an early college over here, early college over there. But what makes us different? What makes us stand out among other of the early colleges in the valley? Continue with our 95%, over 95% graduation rate. We expect that 100% of our graduates will earn college credit in our industry credentials. Over 90% of our graduates will enroll in post-secondary education or career pathways. I want to be more than 90%, but I'm going to hit 90%. We're going to hit 90% for sure. But 100% of participation in internships and capstones, because every student in our building will either be doing an internship, community service, or capstone project. So logistically speaking, we are located on the Halifax Community College campus. Our staffing will still be the same. We have high school teachers, adjunct faculty, college career coordinators, and student support staff. And our funding is still the same. We are PRC 055 school. We're also a Title I school. We have some cost sharing that goes with the local budgeting sometimes and fundraising. Since I've been talking about this and kind of talking to my seniors about this, my seniors are amazing. They've been coming up with projects and clubs. So we are the first early college in this area to have a UNICEF club in our campus. And they leaving that as a senior legacy. That was Ariana Rook that bought that idea. She also bought an idea just today with HOSA. So I had to add HOSA. So you might not have it in your PowerPoint, but it's in mine. I had to add HOSA because she said, Dr. Robinson, we got kids that are interested in LPN. They're going to be nurses and doctors. Why don't we start a health occupations student association? So I worked on that today. Of course, we already have FBLA and DECA because those are our standard clubs that we have in our school. We are formulating a Big Sister, Little Sister, which is also a senior legacy that's created by Samaya Graham and Takira Ivy. They want to leave a legacy of partnerships and having relationships with the other females on campus. Going to the senior internships, we doing that right now. We just want to make sure that that's done with intentionality, and that the students are actually going into internships that they're interested in, that's gonna pursue that later on college campuses. Grade level community service is one thing that we're working on. It's gonna be a big thing. We have Beta Club, but we're moving to a National Honor Society because I'm looking at more scholarship opportunities under that umbrella. So the planning phase for this rollout, we've already started planning. So started talking about it. Started this summer. What can we do to redesign the school? And I've already spoken to Isaac Lade and to Dr. Boone about my ideas about what to do to rebrand the school. How can we make the school shine and be the best school in the valley, which it already is, for this to make it better. So I've already talked to Isaac Lade. He's my NCDPI rep. He said, rock with it, go with it. He said I wanted to quote him, but I forgot what he said exactly. But he expressed excitement that already is continuing to be the model of early colleges in the area since it was the first one. We're gonna start recruitment to December 2025. We want to launch it next fall. So this is the big part. So if we're gonna say we're gonna do all these things, we need to be able to name the things that we're gonna do. And we talked about health occupations, health sciences, we talked about business and civic leadership, so we need to make sure that RVIC says what they're gonna do and name what they're gonna do and bring it to the forefront. So the name revision will fully encompass the rebranding and reimagining of the academic environment while enhancing the cultural and educational atmosphere of Roanoke Valley Early College. And the new name, gonna still keep Roanoke Valley Early College because that is our name, will identify and highlight the specific learning culture and academic environment of Roanoke Valley Early College. So I'm proposing tonight, along with the rebranding, that we add to our name, Roanoke Valley Early College School of Health Sciences, Business and Civic Leadership.
Okay, questions?
Yes. Have a couple of questions. What's the total number of enrollment?
Right now, 93.
Okay, and, how will this be rolled out to parents to get like the buy-in from parents?
So I've already I have a PTO that I'm meeting with on October 6th. I already kind of rolled it out a little bit. So I do a lot of parent meetings. And I do have a parent advisory right now. So what I'm going to do, once you guys say, okay, Dr. Robinson, we agree, go ahead with it, I'm gonna do another parent town hall meeting, and we're gonna talk about how this school is gonna look and what the design is gonna be, and the input that they can give, or feedback that I can get from them, to make sure that this is out in the community and out, that we are doing this.
So will you have like, sounds like you have some students that are already on board that you're working with. So is it a committee or is it just like certain students, or is it a committee of students that are supporting this?
I have my seniors that are supporting it, but not quite an official committee yet. I wanted to wait to see if we can do it, and then I already have people on board that's ready to go.
Have you thought about including people other than your seniors? Because it's gonna impact.
Oh,
Right,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna impact
So-
other students as well.
so the one thing that did over this summer, the reason why this really did come about, because it was because of my ninth graders that are coming in. And I have, my ninth graders want to be doctors and lawyers, and so why don't we specialize it? So actually, when I started thinking about it in June, it was because of my ninth graders. So a lot of my kids are already aware that we're doing this. My seniors are just, they want to be a part of it. They know this gonna happen after they leave, so they want to be a part of it while it's here, so they're coming up with their legacy to leave behind, so they can feel like it was happening happened while they were there.
Well, I like it about the law. Without, yeah, like I said, putting it out there, you know, or like I said, something to separate us from all the others, because it has kind of gotten a little watered down with, you know, everybody having an early college now, because it was a big deal, you know, when we were the only early college, and now we're not. And so, like I said, always everybody's got an early college, so what makes us different? Why should we attract or other students? And in doing something like this, I think that's going to separate us. But I like it, I agree. I also like, you know, we talked about some of the extracurricular, you know, creating some of the clubs and things to get students involved. I think that's a good thing as well.
And to be honest, after hindsight, I was still working on this. Dr. Boone came out and met with some of our students, and it kind of really put a fire under some of the things that we need to do for our school. And so it really gave this life when just hearing the feedback that they gave her about the things they would like to see happening in the school.
I thought that was good. I saw that. So here the students talking about what they liked and, you know, I thought it was really.
I would like to say that, I've been thinking about this for quite some time because like you said, RVIC is one of 4 early colleges in this area. And so we have to think about what are we gonna do to stand out? And even with this, who's to say that the other three colleges won't model the same thing,
They will,
okay?
they will.
So we'll be right back into the same situation and same boat that we're in right now. I think that this is a great idea because it's a start, you know, to thinking to stand out. Like we were the first ones to stand out. But I think that we need to do a little bit more thinking about later on down the road because I'm sure that this is,
Exactly.
it's right here, as soon as it's rolled out, all the other districts are gonna be talking about the same thing and they're gonna come up with something different to top this, you know? We have just a small pot or small group of individuals to choose from. Because why would I want to go to Weldon when my school district, my base district has another college? So we got to do something, and not just for Arvin, Weldon City Schools as a whole. We need to get our students back because a lot of our students are going to other districts. So we have to think outside the box as a district as a whole.
That's right.
So this is gonna springboard, recruitment, because you know, I do have that background in recruiting students. So we wanted to rebrand it so we can go out and go get our students. And I don't mean for them to come to Roanoke Valley Early College and come see us. That means we have to go out into the community and get our students back. And you know, I have a background in that. So why don't you use the tools that I learned someplace else? Because they're using the tools to come get our kids. I learned that same tool over there. I'm gonna use it to get our kids back. But I wanted to come, when I wanna go out there to get them, I wanna have something else.
To dangle in front of them. I got you. I got you. And the School of Health Science, Business and Civic Leadership. I think, like I said, I think it's a great idea, for us to focus more on, like you said, help me out. Recruitment, but I'm talking about with the medical, LPN, CNA, you know, have something to dangle out there for them, you know, for them to want to come. Okay, so they're offering, I can go there and I can be an LPN by the time I finish, you know what I'm saying? That's a great thing. That's a big thing. There's gonna be a lot of work, but if that's what you want, then, you know, you're willing to put it in, you know? But other schools aren't offering it. So I like that health sciences. That's what I was trying to think of. You said health sciences, you said civic.
Civic,
so-
business, and civic leadership.
So possibly they could start, we have like internships, like going with even partnering with the probation office or, you know what I'm saying? Something to get them into the field to see if that's the type of job or the type of work field that they want to be in.
Right.
So I think it's a great idea. So I am, at this time, I mean, it's worth trying. It's worth trying, so I'm gonna say I'm with it.
You got my support.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah, great.
a beautiful job. Where, Ms. Jenkins?
Oh,
I know that she did a beautiful job on presenting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She did. Great job. She said she was a little bit nervous. She
I
was
am.
full of faith. A great job.
So can I get a motion to approve this, or if it's the pleasure of the board?
I make a motion that we approve rebranding Roanoke Valley Early College and making it Roanoke Valley Early College of Health Sciences, Business and Civic Leadership, the one and only.
I second it.
There's been motion and seconded to approve, the Roanoke Valley Early College School of Health Sciences, Business and Leadership. Are there any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, and congratulations. Now, just a question, the first question, sign it. I mean, I know you said you're gonna go, and I would have loved for it to be, for this to be talked amongst the parents and all that, but I think that, you know, they have their children there, so I think they're gonna be on board with it. Signage.
That's the next step. I gotta talk to, my next talk is to Dr. Elliott. What's going on? I haven't touched base with her yet. I want to make sure we approve it, and I'm gonna have a conversation with her with the permission of Dr. Boone, because I like to do things in order, and then we'll move from there.
Okay, good deal.
Good job.
Like it.
Thank you.
I like what Ms. Bird Robinson said, the only
And
one.
the only.
I like it too. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next thing is, for my comments, and my comments are gonna be very, very brief. Again, I want to thank you all for coming out. Dr. Boone, you've done an excellent thing. You've done something that I've been wanting to do for a while, because when you, have the students participating in anything, I mean, you get buy-in from the students. I mean, they'll do just about anything you want them to do or ask them to do. So, we need to know, sometimes we make decisions based off of what we feel, but sometimes it's good to know how the students are feeling also. And they're gonna provide you with the best feedback that you can get, you know, how they're feeling, what can make our school or their school better. So I do commend you for that, for putting this advisory committee together. And, I hope that they will provide you with information that we can make, rebrand Weldon City Schools as a whole.
All right.
All right, and the next thing is, I did receive for the board, I have several different correspondences up here, but I'm gonna read. Dear Weldon City School Board of Education, thank you so much for the summer meals program during the 2025 Vacation Bible School. Your support is greatly appreciated. Ms. Edmonds and her team are incredible. Sincerely, First Missionary Baptist Church, Halifax. Reverend Dr. Louis Yarborough, Pastor, Minister Cameron Bird, Vacation Bible School Director in Training, September 2025. So
They were excited.
they wanted the board to know and the district to know that they really, really appreciated that. I also have correspondence from Mayor Roy Bell and Garrettsburg, and just letting you know that they are starting a 48 3-level townhome community in Garrettsburg. And the price is starting at $167,000. So if you know anybody that's interested in housing, I have a letter here, they have a class and other information they have available. We've started, have we met since school started? No,
Yes.
we did. It seems like it's been so long.
Yeah, I know, right, yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Well, I hope that you all are, things are going along well in your schools and here at the district office, if you're housed here. And if there's anything that you all need or need assistance with, or, just feel like things could be better, just feel free to let one of us know. We'll definitely pass it on to Dr. Boone, and we'll definitely pass it on to Dr. Boone. And see if we can, because we're trying to make a change. We're trying to change the culture in Weldon City Schools. And I don't know if you all feel it already, but I kind of feel it already. You know, the culture is slowly shifting, it's so slowly changing, and it's for the better for all of us. We just got to make sure that everybody feels it, and everybody's on board with educating our children, so that our children can someday be going out and become caring and competent citizens that value education as a lifelong process. All right. Now I'm gonna switch over, and we're going to go right along to our financial report, Ms. Kathy Kidd. Okay, at this point in time, Ms. Kathy Kidd does not have anything because the budget has not been yet approved. So we're gonna move right along to financial statements. We don't have them either, do we, Ms. Kidd?
No.
All right now. All right, the next item is going to be federal programs. Students and Student Services, Ms. Geneva Riddick Faulkner. Okay, we all. Bless you.
I thought you were gonna say something else, I was waiting.
I was,
Yes, ma'am.
but go ahead on, you stood up.
I'm waiting.
No, I was gonna see if we have our federal programs PowerPoint in our packet. And Ms. Riddick, did you want to hit on some pieces?
Yes, ma'am. The federal programs consolidated and rural on income plans must be approved by the board annually. You have received this information
Bless
every
you.
month. Bless you. So we don't want anything to be a surprise at the last minute, but it does require a formal approval. And due to the delay in some of the budgets being released, the state extended the approval to the end of September. So we are not requesting any extension from the state. We are on board and in alignment. You see the amount of low income. This is based upon information from school nutrition, how many students are in each school, which determines how much funding we receive. I just want to remind everyone that the move is to have applications again. This is based upon some community kind of approval. So we want to make sure we keep that in mind if that comes into fruition, that these numbers could be much lower if we don't get our parents on board with getting those applications in, if that is what they continue down the road to have. On the next slide, you do have how each budget, Title I, Title II, Title I CSI, we don't have that amount yet. We do know that the elementary school was identified as a CSI school, comprehensive school improvement school again, but we have not received any budget. That should come out next month. And at that time, then we will come back to you with the plan for improving Weldon Elementary School using those funds that last for multi-years. So we do have 2 more years of that funding. Title IV, and rural and low income. Again, these are the same information pieces that's been shared with you. The only difference from the past is Title II. We did not put in for a BT coordinator to be funded out of the Title II plan this year. You also have a longitudinal kind of report to show Title I and all the other budgets, how they have progressed over the years. And we are focusing on eliminating a lot of carryover. You'll move to the next slide. The goal is to really only have 15% carryover, and that's to hold you over until your new budget is approved. Federal budgets usually release in October. So we really should have enough money to last us through September each year. So you will see next year, you're gonna see less carryover money because the money you receive for the current fiscal year really is to support students in the current fiscal year. So we've been working really hard at the district level and the school level to get our plans together and our budgets aligned as such. The next slide shows you how the planning allotment has been broken down by school. And this is all dependent upon the state approval of the budget, but that's what we are submitting to the budget, to the state at this time. The last page, along with approving the actual plan or use of the funds, the board annually have to approve a prayer certification. So you'll see the prayer certification that in your packet that must be signed by the superintendent. And again, that's an annual prayer certification that's a part of the federal approval of receiving the federal funds.
Any questions? No, thank you so much, Ms. Riddick Councilman.
I do want to share with you the last thing is we do have on October is early. I know we have another board meeting coming up on October 30th. Our district is focusing on making sure that our parents are aware, not just at the school level, but at the district level. So it's another event to bring our community together. We've got a lot of support from community partners and organizations that will be here with vans and cars and things for our kids. So we have rebranded, so to speak, our focus on attendance and the student services. So every school has a kind of a superhero focus, and they have a superhero champion for each grade level at every school. So we called ourselves the Marvelous, and then like Marvel Comics, Marvelous District Champions, and that's our focus for that night. So we just wanted to share with that early enough so that if you're able to be a part of it, we'll be here at the district office, unless it rains, and then we have a rain location at the elementary school. Thank you.
It's October 30th, you said?
October 30th.
That's on your calendar.
It's already here.
You know, it's already up there.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
I do need the approval.
Okay. All right, can I get a motion to,
I make a motion to approve the 25-26 prayer certification and the consolidated rural and low income plan for 25-26.
Okay, it's been motion and properly second to approve the 25-26 press certification and the consolidated, rural low income rent plan. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it and motion carries. Next item. It's going to be Dr. Boone, curriculum and instruction. She's also given us a PowerPoint with, data, testing data. And, Dr. Boone, briefly. I will say briefly that this first slide, do you have, if not, don't worry about it. The first slide in your packet. Okay. I'll just start talking. The first slide that you have in your packet is where I would focus on tonight, which is our 2024-2025 data updates. And as you can see, according to this slide, Weldon Elementary School did not meet proficiency expectancy last school year. Weldon High School met expected growth. Weldon Middle School exceeded expected growth. And RVEC met expected growth. Those are all good, and we can applaud things like that. However, I still want us to keep in mind that we are nowhere near where we need to be or would like to be, because certain things, I'm not sure about you all, but C's and D's are not acceptable. I mean, D's and F's are not acceptable. I really only like A's, but I will take B's and C's, okay? So we have a great deal of work ahead of us. And although there have been celebrations and things, that is not something to get sidetracked and think that we have hit the marker, because we have not. I do applaud our principals for doing a good job. But when we talk about accountability and we talk about expectations, the expectation is so much higher than what is indicated on the paper. So principals have their marching orders by way of goals, and we've had these conversations. For example, the high school is expected to be at least a C at the end of the school year. These are the expectations. The middle school is also expected to be at least a C by the end of the school year. RVEC is expected to be at least a B. And Weldon Elementary School is expected to be at least a D. You may ask why a D? A D is what, in my opinion, is more attainable at this particular moment based on where they are, based on the data. So they have marching orders. Yes, ma'am.
Did you say about the high school? Did you say two?
Yes.
Okay,
The,
I missed that one.
oh, okay. You, by way of expectation?
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. A C, yes. Now, it would be wonderful if they're all higher than that, but these are the expectations. The glimmer of light in all of this is we are not a low performing district. We are not. And that rumor was out that we were, but we are not a low performing district. But I am really serious when I say that we are really close to getting there. So we have no room for error. We have to do what needs to be done in our schools for our students.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, all that is required is teach the students. Put the fun aspect back in so that they have something to look forward to when they come to school.
Absolutely.
Let them have a say, listen to them,
Right.
and understand that they are individuals too. Because if a child can tell me in a meeting that I need my book, Dr. Boone, and not just a sheet put in front of me, that speaks volumes to me because I didn't ask for it. So that tells me that we look at things that we feel like they need. You know, we talk about the electronic piece, and yes, they do like it. But obviously for that child, she said, that's not my learning style. I need something else.
Absolutely.
So if they're able to tell us these things, we have to start listening to what they're saying, and we have to work together. and realize that they're all different and we're all trying to get to one place, which is at the top. But we have to do it together. So that's about all I will say by way of data, but if you have questions, I will be more than happy to try to answer those. There's a slide further along that says next steps. And these are just some pieces that will be, of course, incorporated. Well, they're already there. We just need to make sure strengthen our core instruction, incorporate rigor into our lessons. So in other words, let's not continue to teach surface level. Let's incorporate rigor in. Make sure that our teachers know what DOK is and those kinds of things. And if you want to take it back even further than DOK, just talk about blooms. They know what that is. Differentiation. All of our students are different, so they all need something different. Teach bell to bell is a non-negotiable. All of these are non-negotiables. Include high dosage tutoring, where every child gets 30 minutes of tutoring every day, regardless of their achievement level. Whether they're A or F, it doesn't matter. They all get 30 minutes of high dosage tutoring. Common assessments is something that we have put in this year. PLCs, we have to engage in walkthrough observations. Again, our principals have their marching orders, and so do district staff when it comes to walkthrough observations. Incorporate the use of data trackers and use our instructional support coach more so to make sure they're involved in this process. Questions? No one? Okay. For testing accountability, the only thing here is just this one slide that talks about upcoming testing dates. And as you can see, our North Carolina check-ins and benchmarks will be administered the week of October 13th through the 17th. The 3-4 transition read to achieve testing will take place on October 23rd, and our pre-ACT and CCRAA in our high schools 10th grade will take place on October 30th.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Next one is exceptional children. And everyone has the slide. And it's basically just giving updates, the current list of disabilities by categories, and 32 students on this are enrolled in pre-K, which brings the total for students to 103. Are there any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Pre-K, so we have 2 classrooms.
Yes.
Do we have any students currently on the wait list?
We have 3. One is from a different, speaks a different language.
Okay.
And the other 2 have not completed their paper.
So what is the max? Because we have 2 classrooms.
It's 18, we can have 18 in each room.
Okay.
For a total of 36.
Okay.
But we have to leave some slots open just in case Child Find has some students with disabilities. So we didn't leave them 4 slots open.
So if we take the 3 students that you said that we have, will we have to open up another classroom to open for Child Find, or do we just get capacity?
Yeah, but we're gonna leave 4 slots open. We have to.
Okay, so it's possible we won't take those 3 students.
Correct.
You're saying.
Correct.
Any other questions? If not, Mr. Hunter with operations. And yeah. Is that him? I didn't hear yours.
Oh, well, this is I kind of like, so the only thing that I do well is the camera. We talked about it last month.
We did.
And, so we collaborated with the board attorney. We've given you the contract
All right.
for Fortress Mobile. We got the dollar amount there, and, so we just need signatures on the contract and approval for it.
Not to exceed $30,174.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I get a motion to approve the contract?
I make the motion to approve the contract for Fortress Mobile, for the cameras on the buses.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. It's been motion properly second to approve the bus camera systems and related services, to Fortress Mobile. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
That wasn't it.
Ayes have it. Motion carried.
Thank
All
you
right, the
all.
next item is, we went through the new school project with Mr. Bernard Hall. So now we are at consent agenda, and we have an insurance proposal review, contract for visually impaired services. And we also have a senior trip. Now, with the senior trip, is that both schools combined? It is this year, okay, good. All right, so can I get a motion to approve the?
Do we have it? I don't remember. It was on family. Okay, I don't remember seeing it, but okay. My only question is, do we have the ratio covered?
What I look at,
Okay, 'cause I don't remember seeing that, but. I just wanna make sure we're good with the ratio.
let me look again, but
Did you-
what I saw today, it was.
Who's in charge of it? Who's in charge of it? Who's gonna do it? Should be our high school principals.
Who approves it? Who approves it once it gets here?
Just give a brief overview of it.
Yes.
What, Dr. Robinson, can you give us a little synopsis or a brief overview of the senior trip, please?
So they're gonna take, the kids are going to Atlanta. And, got the dates, we forgot the dates is in May. Speak, what days are?
April 29th to May 2nd.
He's on the committee. And they're covered as far as chaperones and whatnot they're concerned. What we did was we planned it this summer, knowing that we don't wanna wait till the last minute.
Right.
Want the kids to be able to raise money, have enough time to get the money in. So Mr. Oliver is part of that senior, advisory. So, caught me off guard. So, yeah, we wanted to get it approved because it's already ready to go. Right now, we're deciding on buses, and I think the bus decision's already been made. Cause we made sure that the bus that they chose was one that was already approved by the district. So I think that was the last thing. They're looking at the cost of making sure that the kids won't pay a lot of money out of pocket. They already started their blanket sales to support that, and now they're doing a fundraiser calendar cards to also support that.
What was the second fundraiser?
It's a calendar cards. Well, they have the cards, it's an October calendar, and whoever they get, the donor will pick a number, whatever number they pick, they'll pay, they'll give them that money.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's not only for seniors, is it?
Well,
Cause I saw other students.
there are other students doing it for other
Okay.
reasons,
Okay,
but our seniors are doing it for the senior trip
Okay.
in the sport.
Okay.
Yeah, we got students doing it because of homecoming.
right, okay, that, the student got me, that's what it was for. Okay.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I didn't need a second. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been motion properly second to approve the consent agenda. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. The consent agenda has been approved. Next item, is going to be break, and we're not going to take a break. Dr. Boone, that's all you need to do. Okay, okay. Okay, all right, so the next item is going to be discussion. And, I just have one thing to say. When we went to Twilight on last night, as Pastor Jones was speaking, yes, he, gave us a charge, I guess you can call it that. Would you call it that, Ms. Harrison? But he has deemed fifth Sunday in October as Charger Day. November.
Fifth Sunday, November.
Thank you.
There's no fifth Sunday in October, so November.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Fifth Sunday in November as Charger Day. And he would like to see Weldon City Schools come out, students come out, alumni come out. He wants everybody to come out on that particular day. Okay?
Make sure we put that on the website.
Yes, ma'am. We'll get it out.
On the Facebook page.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just sharing it with you so that you can pass it along and make sure that others know.
He did say something about special contribution.
Oh, he did. He did, he said, what did he say, the offering, the tithe goes to the house, but the offering would be donated to Weldon City Schools. That's,
For our use as we see fit.
yes, so while we were there, I kinda told those who showed up last night in attendance from Weldon City Schools, they are charged with planning that particular day. They're all charged with planning. It's about 7 of them. So they all have to work together.
I think that's.
I think that's more than fair.
It was 11 o'clock that morning.
Yes, ma'am. 11 o'clock that morning service. So,
And
what?
Oh, the last part.
Who's bringing,
You gotta say, you gotta get the
you
last.
gotta give it
part.
all.
I thought we were closing out. We have to go back to, closed session.
Not yet. No, we get one more piece to say, one
Oh,
more piece to disclose.
You
thank
all make sure that you all in the house,
Yeah, make sure you-
Morning,
Yes.
Dr. Boone will be bringing forth the word.
That's all.
We're going to closed session now.
All right.
That's right.
Okay, is, are all hearts and minds clear at this time? We will be coming back to open session. But we're going back to closed session.
So all y'all that wanna hang around, you know, we're right here, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back,
Just gonna take a safety break.
okay? All right, well, thank you all. If you're not here when we get back, thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great night.
Thank you all.
No, you're- Thank you all for coming again.
Right.